Atshona umthakazo omuhle silamukela njalo kwesinye isiqephu sethu sezindaba kumsakazo we-Citizens Movement Radio. Namhla kungolwesithathu zingamashumi 20 kuNcwabakazi ngomnyaka ka-2025. Indaba lizetshulelwa ngikhethiwe Chuma. Kwesihamba phambili namhlanje. Umkhankaso wokhetho luka-Ward 7 eMasvingo solutshisa bhe. Owayengungqongqoshe kwezemfundo uthi kakulungisiswe inxushunxushu kugatsha lwezemfundo. Inkampani yamaChina ishaya indiva isinqumo esenziwe inkantolo ephezulu ukuba sime ukusebenza esikolo. Nanzi indaba zethu ngokugcweleyo. Umkhankaso wokhetho lwaseMasvingo kuWard 7 usoqalile lapho kukhangelelwe ukuba kuncintise abantu abahlanu esikhundleni esachiwa ngomunye webandla eliphikisayo uTafara Masimba. Omunye walabo abaza kuncintisa uStruggle Nyahunda ongomunye wabasekeli bakamongameli uChamisa uthi uhlose ukuba aqale owakhe umkhankaso ngempelaviki yonale. Siye sakhuluma lo Nyahunda osiphe lokho.
I answer to the name Nyahunda Struggle Desire. I am a candidate who is also contesting in the Ward 7 by-elections that are going to be held on the 13th of September 2025. This by-election came following the passing on of unfortunate passing of Councillor Tafara Masimba, who was elected under the Citizens Coalition for Change in 2023. Councillor Tafara Masimba was also a candidate of the ward. We contested against each other in our primary elections under the then Citizen Coalition for Change, as led by Advocate President Nelson Chamisa. Councillor Tafara Masimba emerged as the winner of the process, and we campaigned for him in order to be voted for by the residents. Councillor Tafara Masimba served under the Citizens Coalition for Change until his untimely demise. Following these vacancies, we engaged the ward if it was necessary and possible to contest during the by-elections. The ward, the residents, the women, the youths, and everyone else agreed that it is high time to defend our zone of autonomy. Rujeko is a ZANU-PF no-go area. Rujeko is our zone of autonomy, and it must be defended using all means possible. This is the reason why Nyahunda Struggle Desire is going to contest and is standing in the ward. We are going to launch our campaign very soon. I think by the weekend, we are going to be engaging and canvassing for support from all the corners in the ward, from the students, the youth activists, the residents associations, the women, the youths, and also the elderly people. We have a manifesto that we are going to unveil and launch to the people so that the people would vote for the rightful candidate who is going to represent their interests, who is also going to stand for them. Amongst the reasons why we are seeking or why we want to be voted for in Ward 7, remains but not limited to advocating for the reduction of the rates for the senior citizens, that is to pay the rates of around 60%, reducing their rates with a margin of 40%. This may help to cushion all their interest, because most of them are retired pensioners, most of them are senior citizens who can no longer fend for themselves. So giving them exorbitant bills may make it impossible for them to pay those bills, and once their bills or once their houses are disconnected, it will be impossible for them to pay the reconnection fee and also pay the outstanding bills. So cushioning them might also help. We are going to also to advocate for the opening of the open Wi-Fi zones in the ward, that is Rujeko A and B, construction of social amenities like toilets at Rujeko A and B. We are also going to advocate for the decongestion of the ward, of the ward, especially in terms of the schools. We have only one primary school in Rujeko A and B, that is what Rujeko Primary School. Following the unveiling of the stands in Rujeko D, we are also going to advocate for a new school to be built in Rujeko D, so that we decongest the ward, or so that we also make it possible for all the students and the growing population in the ward to have access to good education and all the social amenities. Amongst all these reasons, most of the reasons that we want to stand for and why we want to stand are going to be unveiled in due course.
Owayengungqongqoshe kugatsha lwezemfundo uDavid Coulthard uthi uyethuswa imbiko eveza ukuba kushiya 200,000 amatishala emsebenzini nyanga zonke. Uye waphosela emakhasini akhe okuxhumana awe-X. UCoulthard owakhangelelwa njengongqongqoshe owasebenza kuhle kakhulu selokhu kwathathwa uzibuse kugatsha lwezemfundo uthi uhulumende kumele akhangelisise indubo ezibhekane lamatishala njalo enze ugatsha lwezemfundo lube mqoka nxa kuhlelwa imali. Owaziwayo ngezokuthengiselana u-Obed Masaraure uye wakuvuma ukuba imbiko eveza ukuthi amatishala achiya umsebenzi kuliqiniso. Lokhu kusenziwa ukuthi uhulumende uyehluleka ukubanikeza imiholo engcono. Ake sizweni okaMasaraure ekhuluma.
Yes, teachers are leaving the profession en masse, and it's very unfortunate. Most of them are leaving the chalk and swap it for being a garden boy in South Africa, among other destinations. It's very unfortunate when people realize that teaching is no longer rewarding as much as being a street vendor. And some people would opt to leave the classroom and go to the streets to sell different ways. So the government should now pay attention to the crisis in the education sector. No one needs a reminder that in Zimbabwe's progress, whatever we can call progress so far, has been huge on our education. That is why we have an elite diaspora which provides a lot of remittances back home. We have been able over the years to maintain high literacy rates, among others. Now, this is now coming to an end because the government of Emmerson Mnangagwa doesn't want to take care of the teachers. You see them boasting of a surplus, but this is money that is supposed to be invested in our teachers. These are teachers beyond being paid in peanuts, are also living in inhabitable sanctuaries. You find someone living in a disused tobacco barn. They have to walk for very long kilometers just to get public transport. They still drink water from rivers like animals, among other things. But we have maintained that for rural teachers, we need to pay them a rural retention and attraction allowance, something that can compensate for all the hardships that they are enduring in these particular communities. These are the people who are living in social isolation, but they are mostly patriotic citizens who are giving their all to our nation. So if you are going to go across this country, the thing with the biggest presence, even in the deepest of the most remote areas, you find a school, even where you can't find a police station. So we need to appreciate those patriots who are living in the back of beyond areas where ordinarily where a minister visits gets a bush allowance. Our teachers are there teaching every day, so they need a hardship allowance. We need to introduce an education equalization fund, and we need to review the teacher salaries so that they can be able to we can be able to retain quality teachers within the classroom.
Inkampani yezizalwane zaseChina iShanghai Holdings kubikwa isishaye indiva izinqumo ezimbili ezethulwe inkantolo ephezulu ezibavimba ukuba bengembi duze lesikolo saseBrighton Country School kweleJegutu. Imbiko evelayo ithi iShanghai Holdings yafaka indawo yokwemba isamende endaweni eseduze lesikolo saseBrighton. Isiphathamandla sebandla eliphikisayo uSenator uJemerson Timber uthi lokhu okwenziwa inkampani yamaChina uveza sobala ukuthi kawukho umthetho osebenzayo kweleZimbabwe. Uye wakhuthaza abazali kanye lomphakathi waseJegutu ukuba bayebhekana lalinkampani yamaChina bamise lokhu abakwenzayo. Ake sizweni okuningi kuvela kumhlonishwa uTimber.
What is happening at Brighton School is totally unacceptable. It is the epitome of lawlessness, the breakdown of the rule of law. How can we have a company wanting to mine and produce lime and cement within 500-meter radius of a school, producing toxins which are harmful to young children? How can we have the company defy court orders with impunity and no action is taken? This does not create a safe investment environment for other investors, that there's no respect for the rule of law in Zimbabwe. This is not good for our country. It's definitely not in the national interest. And the relevant authorities should act and should act quickly. But I also call upon the parents of children who are at that school. I want them to understand that they are the last line of defense for their children. If state agencies are unwilling and or are neglecting assisting them, this must stop.
Abane abalwela amalungelo abantu abakhishwa endizamtshineni bathunjwa egcekeni lendizamtshina yeRobert Gabriel Mugabe kumnyaka ophelileyo baye babuyela enkantolo namhlanje ukuyalalela isigwebo sabo lapho besetheswa amacala okungaziphathi ngendlela eqondileyo. Abane laba bathi uRobson Chere, uSamuel Gwenzi, uNamathai Khwekhweza kanye loVusumuzi Moyo betheswa amacala kanye labanye njalo abalwela amalungelo abantu. Intatheli zindaba yethu yomsakazo weCitizens Movement Radio isinikezele imininingwana.
5 of the 8 citizens arrested last year were found not guilty today at the Magistrate Court here in Harare. The 5 are Robson Chere, Samuel Gwenzi, Emmanuel Stima, Namathai Khwekhweza and Vusumuzi Moyo. However, on a sad note, the other 3 citizens, Simbarashe Blackstone, Delphine Kutsa and Phyllis Pikitai, were found guilty and awaiting sentencing. We will keep you updated on our social media platforms for more details and reaction. My name is Kutsai Maponde, reporting for Citizens Movement Radio News.
Usomlomo webandla eliphikisayo Promise Mkhwananzi uthi lo obusa ngodlakela Emerson Mnangagwa akazi ukuthola usekelo lokubathola abantu abazovula amabhizinisi kwele Zimbabwe iloba ebhoda umhlaba wonke ebadinga. Inkulumo kaMkhwananzi iza ngemva kokuba uMnangagwa ubeseJapan lapho ebehlanganyele emhlanganweni weTICAD. Kusenjalo owayemela eMount Pleasant edalele ePhalamende uFatsai Mahere usole kakhulu ukuba kungani abathungameli base-Afrika bebizelwe eJapan ukuze bazokhuluma ngokuthuthukisa izwekazi lase-Afrika. Uye wamemezela ukuba kakube lomanyano kuzwekazi lo-Afrika ukuze kuqedwe indubo ezibhekane lezwekazi lase-Afrika. Owayemela iHarare East edalele ePhalamende uMhlonishwa uTendai Biti usetshele umsakazo ukuba ukuze kube lokhetho olukhululekileyo elizweni kumele kulungisiswe indlela ukhetho oluqhutshwa ngayo. Uye waphosela emakhasini akhe awokuxhumana awe-X uBithi uthi umsakazo omkhulu welizwe ulihlazo ngendlela oqhuba ngayo izinto. Uye wathi kuyadingeka ukuba umsakazo welizwe usebenze ngokukhululeka kanti njalo kukhululwe amagagasi okusakaza. Inhlanganiso ezimele yodwa yangasebenzelani lohulumende kanti njalo igqugquzela ukuba kuthengiswe ngokumceke ikhomaliso ithi uhulumende kumele akhiphe umthelo we-value added tax iVAT entweni ezisebenza njengesola kanye le-liquid gas. Inhlanganiso le ithi njengoba inhlanganiso ezesa isiyehlulekile ukuqalisa umlando wawo wokuletha ugetsi elizweni kuqakathekile ukuba uhulumende akhiphe le imthelo njengoba lokhu kungezinye zezindlela ezizakuletha ukukhanya ezindleni. Ikhomaliso ethi 15 ekhulwini le ebizwa lapho umuntu ethenga umbane welanga kanye lamabhatri asebenzana lombane welanga kwenza abantu behluleke ukuba bathole ukukhanya elangeni. Omunye wabathungameli esabelweni seMatabeleland North ekhangele ugatsha lwabomama umama uAnastasia Moyo ubevakashele kwelenkayi North ukuze ayixoxisana lomphakathi wale indawo njalo ethule lezigciko zabomama abazidingayo. Ohambeni lakhe umama uye waxoxisana labomama besigabeni abamvezele indubo ababhekana lazo njengabesifazana. Umama uNkosikazi Moyo uqonqosele ukuba kungayisinkohlakalo ekhona elizweni omama emphakathini bekumele bathole izigciko njengalokho kwenziwa kwamanye amazwe. Uye wathi uhulumende kumele aqhakathekise ukunika omama izigciko zabo zangaphansi njengalokhu akwenzayo enikeza ijazi lomkhwenyana mahara. Ake sithole eminye imininingwana ivela kuntatheli izindaba yethu uKhutsai Maponde.
Nkai North community is rallying behind the call for free sanitary pad distribution. Women are facing immense challenges in accessing affordable menstrual products, and it's heartening to see leaders like Honorable Anastasia Moyo taking up this critical issue and engaging with community stakeholders. The comparison to free condom distribution is apt. Why should women and girls be forced to choose between dignity and poverty? It's time for our government to prioritize the needs of its citizens, particularly the most vulnerable. Women in the community highlighted their stories, which are a testament to the urgent need for change. One woman said that she had to miss school due to lack of access to sanitary pads, while another spoke about the financial strain of purchasing pads every month. Mrs. Moyo's call and engagement for free sanitary pad distribution is not just a matter of convenience, it's a matter of human rights and dignity. Zimbabwe's citizens believe that with the right leadership and policies, a real difference in the lives of women and girls across Zimbabwe could be transformed. Hence, sanitary pads must be provided and must be a national priority.
Inani labantu ababhubhe engozini yomgwaqo weRusape lenyanga ogoqela umdlali weCaps United uAlois Bunjira selikhuphukile la ebantwini abane ngemva kokuba kubhubhe uBrenda Govera. Ubevalelwe esibhedlela saseMilton Park kanti njalo uye wabhubha ngemva kokulimala ahlangana lakho engozini. Kulembiko yamanga epotayo emakhasini okuxhumana ethi uGovera ube ngunkosikazi kaBunjira. Ugatsha lwezokuthutha lokuthuthukiswa kwemigwaqo selumemezele ukuba imigwaqo iza kuphambulwa kusukela kunyanga ezayo mhla ziyisishiyagalolunye ukuze kuvunyelwe ukwakhiwa kwamahlukaniso endlela eMabvuku. Embikweni abawukhiphe izolo, ugatsha lolu luthi abashayeli bezimota baza kuqondiswa indlela okumele bazithathe ukuze kugweme inxushunxushu lokuphambaniseka kokuqhutshwa komsebenzi. Izifundi zekholeji yase-TVET ePort Elizabeth kwele South Africa ziphakathi kompikisho lapho zibhikishela indaba yokuhlukunyezwa kocansi le engakalungisiswa iziphathamandla zakulesi sikolo kanti njalo zithi zifuna iphenyisiswe iziphathamandla. Izifundi zimemezela ukuba abanye babasebenzi bakule indawo kumele bajeziswe kodwa iziphathamandla zakule indawo zikushaya indiva lokhu. Ake sizweni omunye wabafundi ekhuluma ngalolu daba.
In fact, it began earlier last year when there was a case of a lecturer that has harassed a student. It was brought to the attention of the management, but due to the negligence from the campus, it was then escalated to the central management. Furthermore, even there it was ignored after the suspension of the lecturers. The management was not giving a true reflection of what took place. So that is what has led to us to close the gates, to submit a memorandum that we want to condemn gender-based violence, because it can't be that the person that has harassed a student is taken back to the campus.
When you speak of sexual harassment, earlier on I got to speak to one of your colleagues and he was saying the type of harassment that you're speaking about is a situation, for instance, a lecturer would say, come and write your assignment at my house, or a lecturer would say, you're not going to pass the assignment unless you give me a sexual favor. Are we speaking of such allegation, and have people specifically on campus come forward and said this specific lecturer has done this on this specific time and spoken on the context of the allegation?
Yeah, we've once had some of those cases where a lecturer was supposed to hand over a test to a student. Now, the other lecturer, of which they are co-teaching both subjects, has advised the student via WhatsApp that no, if you want to write a test, you can go and write at a house of this lecturer. That is when we had a problem, and it was reported, evidence was provided as well, but the management still didn't do nothing up until now.
So Lutu, you're saying that the specific lecturer that did the sexual harassment allegedly to the students is now back on campus, and that part of your list of a memorandum of demands that you're making out to management before you open the campus again?
Yes, the lecturer have been brought back earlier this year. We've wrote an email to the acting principal to ensure that this matter is attended to. the victim was told to be brought forward. We brought the victim forward. She tried to write messages and emails, but all that was ignored. It went in vain.
Izwe laseMelika selenze isivumelwano lelizwe laseHonduras kanye lele Uganda ukuba lithathe bonke labo abaza kususwa eMelika, okungenye yendlela yelizwe leMelika yokususa abantu abangekho emthethweni kulelo lizwe. Ilizwe lase-Uganda livume ukuba liza kuthatha inani labantu abavela kuzwekazi lase-Afrika kanye le-Asia, labo abadinga ukuphephela emngceleni waseMexico. Kusenjalo ilizwe laseZimbabwe lala ukuba lithathe isivumelwano esifana lalesi. Ngesikhangele kwezemidlalo, kumbiko ebibhoda eveza ukuba inkundla ye-National Sports Stadium isivunyelwe ukuba idlale imidlalo ye-CAF Champions League okungayisilo iqiniso. Inhlanganiso yenguqu kuzwekazi le-Afrika izolo iye yakhipha le inkundla kuluhlu lwezinkundla okumele kudlalelwe kizo. Ilizwe laseZimbabwe elizamelwa iSimbabora emidlalweni ye-CAF Champions League ekhangelele ukuba idlale umdlalo wabo wokuqala leqembu laseSwatini Insingizi Hotspurs kwele Botswana. Ukungavunyelwa kwenkundla leyo ukuba isetshenziswe kuveza khona ukuba uhulumende webandla leZANU-PF uqamba amanga ngokuba inkundla leyo isizaphela ukulungiswa. Umdlali waseGibhithe kanti njalo obedlalela eLiverpool uMohamed Salah izolo uye waphiwa isicoco se-PFA Players Player yomnyaka lapho athethe lesi sicoco ngokwesithathu. USalah unanzelelwe ngemva kokuba edlale kuhle kakhulu kwiqembu leLiverpool, lokho kubenze bathatha isicoco sePremier League. Uhlohle amagoli angama-29 encedisana kwamanye amagoli angama-12. Uye wanqoba abantu kade encintisana labo abafana loDeclan Rice, uAlexander Isak kanye loCole Palmer. Emidlalweni yeChan ebidlalwe izolo kusihlwa, iNigeria iye yanqoba iCongo Brazzaville 2-0, kodwa wonke lamaqembu asephumile emncintiswaneni. ISenegal yona leSudan zibe ngutshikilobhanqa 0-0. Amaqembu lawo mabili asedlulele phambili kuma-quarter finals. Nansi-ke eminye imidlalo kumele idlalwe kuma-quarter finals. IKenya iza kubhekana leMadagascar, iTanzania iza kubhekana leMorocco, iUganda yona iza kubhekana leSenegal, bese kusithi iSudan iza kudlala leAlgeria. Ukuziphetha lezi indaba kumsakazo weCitizens Movement Radio, nanze besihamba phambili. Umkhankaso wekhetho lwaseMasvingo kuWard 7 Soluchisa Bhem, owayengungqongqoshe kugatsha lwezemfundo uthi akulungisiswe inxushunxushu ekhona kugatsha lwezemfundo. Inkampani yamaChina ichaya indiva umthetho wenkantolo okubanqabela ukuba basebenze eduze lesikolo. Siziphetha lapha lezi indaba.